Hey guys, welcome back to the JPM Performance channel. It is, of course, once again time for a shop tour. And here we are, our first Thursday of May, which also happens to be May 1st. Hard to believe it is May already, but here we are. So I'm actually going to start with a Hallett race recap. You see, I don't have anything on my bench except for a light bulb, because I've got a bulb that's out up on the ceiling, so I'm going to go get some bulbs. Pretty exciting. Actually finished up Mason Workman's engine, and it is packed and shipped and on its way to Ohio. So, all good. So let's actually start things off with our Hallett recap, because it was an eventful weekend in a lot of different ways. So, Hallett was repaved this year, or last fall. And it's much smoother than it used to be. There's still a pretty good bump coming through turn 5, but the rest of the track is much smoother than it used to be. The big bump coming onto the front straight is gone. The track is smooth. However, because of the rain, I wouldn't say that the track has a lot of grip yet for me. I know the Spec Miatas went fast, and maybe their tires adhere to a smoother surface a little bit better. But for me, it was maybe not quite as fast as it used to be. I think it will get that way with a little bit more time. But for now, anyway, it was still a good weekend. It's always best if you're off to the racetrack versus sitting in the shop or sitting at home or sitting at your job, right? So let's start with e-production. Now, I'm kind of remembering all of this stuff, so just bear with me. So in e-production, we had Tyler Ladd, and we had, and of course, the Z3, and Bill Miller in his 328, and then Jake Anton in his new to him RX-7, which is Bill's old car. In qualifying on Saturday morning, it was a dry morning, except for the session was shortened because Kevin Patterson spun in turn 1. And guess who collected him? Wade McBride. So Kevin was spun, was stopped at the exit of turn 1, and Wade came through there behind Eric Prill in Roy Lopshire's car and didn't see him and clobbered him. You can see there's some pretty good damage up here in the right front, which looks like can all get pulled back straight, so that'll be okay. Wade's actually going to do that himself. We actually had a plan for the car to be here so I could pull the engine and transmission in the next few weeks, so I'm going to do that, but you can see the suspension's shot too. Can't even hardly turn the wheel. Anyway, qualifying, so I know I'm just going off on tangents here. You guys just bear with me. So Tyler was first, Bill was second, Jake was third, and overall 1, 2, 3. So things were looking good for a good race for those guys. In F production, Cliff Ira and Ken Kennard and bear with me here, Steven Simons, and of course Eric Prill running in Roy Lopshire's GT Light car, and Mike Lewis showed up in his RX-7 running in GT Light as well. Am I missing anybody up front? I don't think so. So that's kind of the qualifying positions. In H production, I was on the pole and by a second or two over Chuck Mathis, Chris Albin, and the rest of them. So on Saturday, it rained. And the problem with the rain was it was lightning. So we had like a 3-hour lightning delay to the point where we only ran 2 races on Saturday. And then they ran the rest of the Saturday's races Sunday morning. We didn't get Sunday's qualifying, and then we ran another race. Long story short, on Saturday's race, it was a rain race. Full wet, rain tires. Remember how I talked about it last week? You can't pay someone to wet the track down, so you might as well get to the track. The Mazda 2 does great in the rain. I was able to actually move up into second overall in about 3 laps. And then I had a little bit of a buffer zone back to, behind me was Cliff Ira, and then Chuck Mathis was behind him. So they weren't too far behind. But Ken Kennard, his car's not in here yet because I'm just getting ready to bring his car in. But Ken moved to the overall lead on the first lap. And I was able to get up to him fairly quickly and we kind of ran nose to tail the whole race. So Ken finished first overall, I was second overall, then Cliff Ira, then Chuck Mathis. The unfortunate part is that Tyler Ladd spun on the first lap and then proceeded to plant the BMW Z3 into the tire wall on the second lap. So Tyler and his dad have a little bit of work to do to the BMW, and it was bad enough to the point where we couldn't fix it at the track. So unfortunate. Bill Miller, however, did an awesome job in E-Production, finished 5th overall, the first rear-wheel drive car in the group, and finished first in E-Production. I'm pretty sure Jake was second in E-Production that day. So yeah, so Bill first in E, Ken Kennard first in F, I was first in H. It was a pretty fun race. I love racing in the rain. Sunday's race, dry race. Now we had to revert our qualifying times back to Saturday morning's qualifying, so we basically started right where we did on Saturday's race, and it was a dry race. And so I actually had out-qualified, I'm pretty sure I had out-qualified Mike Lewis. For some reason they started him ahead of me, just right ahead of me. But we had a nice clean start. Everything was good. Bill Miller got out into the lead, but Jake Anton was right on him the whole race. And as a matter of fact, got around him with about 3 or 4 laps to go. And Jake Anton won in Bill Miller's old RX-7 over Bill in his BMW. It was a really good race. If you guys didn't check it out, you can go back on YouTube and look at the SEC official website, and you can watch all the races. So that's how it was in E-Production. In F-Production, Cliff was leading most of the race, but Steven caught up, ran through the field, caught up to Cliff, passed Cliff, actually had like a 3 or 4 second lead, and then got screwed by lap traffic in turn 1 under a yellow course. A waving yellow in turn 1, lap traffic slowed up, Steven slowed up, had to, of course, and Cliff got by him for the win. But it was Steven's race to win, for sure. So Cliff was first, Steven was second. Ken and Mike Lewis had a little extracurricular activity, and I think Mike Lewis may have finished third. And Ken came in early with some, I don't know if it was body damage or suspension damage, or just his brain couldn't take the abuse any longer. If you run into Ken at the next race, you can ask him yourself. I think he was highly upset about it. Unfortunately, neither driver had good video, and so nothing happened, unfortunately. So that's the way that went. I hung around at the back of the F-Production field and kind of followed them for a few laps and chased them for a few laps, and then had a completely boring race. Got out to about a 9 or 10 second advantage over Chris Albin, and actually Chuck had spun back and had to catch up to Chris. So I won H, Chris Albin was second, and Chuck Mathis was third. I will be posting our in-car videos, so watch out for those, probably first of next week, and you guys get an idea of what the track looked like. Fortunately, my video is much better than it was at Atlanta, so that'll be cool. So check those out. So that's kind of our Hallett recap. Whew. Okay, let's get into shop tour. Wade McBride's car is here for a motor and engine, or engine and transmission pull. We are on our refresh cycle. Once the engine and transmission are out, he's going to come pick up the car, take it back to Texas, and deal with all of the damage. So, like I said, Ken's car is not in here yet. His spot is here and ready. It'll be in here in the next couple hours. And look what we got back. So you guys saw this chassis when it went out to get powder coated. So this is Perry Simon's Time Attack car. You guys got to see all the little bits and pieces on the car when it was stripped down to a bare chassis and got powder coated. But now Perry has put it together about as much as he can. You can see the inboard shocks are in and working. So that's kind of cool. Fuel cells in. He's got all of his Hallett stuff in. So what do I have to do? I have to get all this wired up and get the engine running. I have to do ducting for the radiator. I have to do a rear bulkhead shelf. I have to do some exhaust work. I have to do who knows what else we're going to run into. But it should be not super bad, I'm hoping. But man, the car looks cool. Big turbo. This is an engine I built for him a few years ago. It's got a big turbo. We're going to make some big power on this thing. So really excited to get into this project in between, you know, everything else we've got going on. So going to get after this pretty soon. Did get in, as you can see here, a monstrous crate of Camaro bodywork. I am shocked that it is here already. I haven't unpacked it because it just came in yesterday. But yeah, got to get this uncrated and start working on that. We've still got a road to hoe when it comes to getting all the other bits and pieces that we're going to need. But at least we have bodywork, so that's good. Now, Mazda 2 update. She actually came through the weekend very good, unscathed. If you've ever driven your race car in a rain race, you know that it gets very dirty. So I've got a little bit of cleanup to do from Saturday's race. Actually right in the middle of draining the water out because I'm going to install a thermostat, different thermostat setup. But other than that, we have, I mean, geez, guys, 2 weeks, Mid-Ohio from today. 2 weeks from today, I will be at Mid-Ohio. Time is flying. I've got like no time. So need to get right after my prep, but the car came through very well. I've got tires coming. Everything else is cool. Gonna just get the tires off, get everything scraped, cleaned, looking good. Very happy with how she performed at Hallett. Now, to end the shop tour this week, we're going to have ourselves a little bit of a lesson. You guys have seen my AN hose, how to make an AN hose and how to make fittings. I just did it like a month or two ago. Actually had a vintage Mustang race car on the dyno early this morning. Actually, it was yesterday. As you guys know, I record these on Wednesdays. So, had this Mustang on the dyno. And it was kind of strange. So, I already pulled it off. But somebody had Teflon tape wrapped this fitting. And it was in here like it should be. And this dash 12 main fitting, feeding the engine of 60 pounds of oil, popped out at like 6,000 RPMs and completely ruined the dyno bay. So I swept it up with rags as much as I could, and I've got an entire bag of Stay Dry sitting here. What a freaking disaster. Probably should have charged a little extra for the cleanup, but a little comical, a little, you know, sometimes you just have to laugh at things like this, but what a disaster. So I'm going to get this all cleaned up because I actually have more cars coming to dyno today, and I don't want them to see this mess, and I certainly can't leave it like this. So anyway, if you're going to make AN lines, check out my video and I'll walk you through it so you don't run into this problem. Fortunately, this did not happen to him out on the racetrack, because if that would have happened, I mean, we literally put in 2 gallons of oil to fill it back up. That's how quickly it pumped it out. Fortunately, the engine was not damaged. I made a new hose. We put oil back in. Everything was fine. But if you don't know how to make AN lines, look up a proper video, and we have one on the channel. So always something fun here at JPM. You never know. It never ends. So I appreciate you guys watching. I know it's been a little bit of a long shop tour today, but as always, I appreciate you watching. Hope you had a great weekend. Looking forward to, oh, one more thing. Rich Grunwald picked up his car yesterday, and that car turned out just beautiful. So that's Joe Smith's old Miata, STL Miata. Rich picked up the car. He and his wife are headed back to Ohio. I will see him at Ohio in 2 weeks as well. So couldn't be happier with how that turned out. And yeah, so now I just need to get Ken's car back in. I think his next race is going to be the sprints, and we'll just go from there. Whew, a lot to talk about this week. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great rest of your week. See you soon. Take care.